Christopher Fernandez, National Post. So I want to circle back to the lack of action that you noted by CRA on the verification for eligibility. Because you highlighted basically that on their website they said 4 weeks, then you found it was 8, sometimes longer than that. Why do you suspect that CRA seemed, in your review, to be so, on va dire récalcitrant, so resistant to updating that information? And I'm curious, do you think that, and how does that kind of meld with the AG who didn't highlight that issue?
Well, let's take them separately, if you don't mind. I wish I would know the exact answer, because we haven't been told the exact answer. So over the course of about 8 months, we've been trying to obtain clear answers and to change for the CRA the information that is publicly on their website. But the reason why they were so late, we do not know. We can only speculate. And my job as an ombudsman, as an ombudsperson, is to base our analysis on facts. So we've asked questions, but we didn't receive satisfactory answers in that regard. So there was, all I can say is that I'm not sure why. I'm guessing, but it's not my job to guess. But maybe lack of resources, lack of budget, but I wish they would have told us the situation. I do not know for sure. It's a good question to ask them, actually. In regards of I've read the AG report last week, and it's interesting because her job is to evaluate value for money in regards to programs. My perspective comes from a different lens. The perspective comes from the user. And so it's a question of service. So while there were many that received validation, that received the benefits, the emergency benefits, many of them, that 40% of the complaints we received were actually people that did not get it in time, in due process. And those, they represent families, individual families. They were, and this is why we sent more than 1,700 urgent requests to the CRA to make sure that those individuals and their family should be taken care of. It may not be a huge number compared to the millions of people that receive benefits, but for them, it's crucially important. And it took time. And for those folks that were left behind, they relied on the CRA they expect the CRA to give them an answer on when they could receive the benefits. So if they go on the website and it says 4 weeks, and then they see the CRA changing to, oh, actually it's going to take 8 weeks. And then our job is to dig a little bit, and then we find out, well, actually, the clock starts ticking only when it's assigned to a case officer. Well, where does it say it on the website? How could the user know this? They don't know. Quite frankly, they don't have to care. When they send it, they expect that if it says 4 weeks, it's 4 weeks. If it says 8 weeks, then okay, it's 8 weeks. But at least they would know. But that's the key communication part that was missing. So we've made a request for service improvement, we call, and that request for service improvement made sure we suggested to the CRA to say, well, if you're treating complaints, let's say we're now May 8, and we're up to date until May 8. So people that have applied within that date, and it's only 4 weeks, well, they would know that their complaints won't be treated. But if someone treated or submitted something in April or March, they would know it's late, right? At least they would know. But then they were calling the CRA, and then they were calling us, and they told us, those complainants, that they received contradictory messages from agents, and sometimes they got hungover, not hungover, but hangover. No, that's hungover, actually. And so So of course, it's a lack of good service, but it's also a lack of clear communications from the CRA to their agents to make sure that people would understand what it is that they should expect. Sorry for the long answer. I'm not really good with the 30-second clips. I try to be better, but...
Je suis pas à la télé, donc c'est pas grave.